Alright, welcome to the exam review tutorials for the first exam. I have in my screen the practice exam that almost all of you have access to prepare for the exam. We're gonna go over the first page in this hopefully 4-minute video. Number one, well, our instructions is to circle the letter corresponding to the best answer for each of the following problems below. Number one says there are 3 children in a room, ages 3, 4, and 5. If a 4-year-old child enters the room, all right, let's first look at the information with just 3, 4, and 5 without the 4-year-old. We can put our information in a list, right? You go to stat, edit, right? And then list 3. Let's delete that. So just 3, 4, and 5. All right, to look at the standard deviation and mean, we can go to stat, calculate, right? First var stat. And then it's in list 3, so we got to remember list 3. All right, so our mean is 4, and our standard deviation is 1. That's without the 4-year-old. Now let's include the 4-year-old and see what the changes are. Let's go back to our list 3 table. Let's put a 4-year-old in. Let's go to stat, go to the second column, I mean, first var stat, press enter there. And then again, put list 3 because all our information is in list 3. Take a look at our information. Now our mean is the same and our standard deviation is lower. So of our options, the mean age will stay the same, but the standard deviation will increase. That's wrong. The mean age will stay the same, but the standard deviation will decrease. So B is our answer. Now let's think about it conceptually now. Why did our standard deviation become smaller? Well, because our standard deviation is the measure of spread. It's the average square distance from the mean. Because we included a number that was identical to the mean, a 4-year-old, that means the spread of the distribution became smaller because our numbers, well, that 0.4, that new 0.4 is close to 4. Matter of fact, 4 is the mean. I hope that makes sense. Standard deviation is the average square distance from the mean, and if you add a point in our information that is equal to our mean, that means our standard deviation is going to become smaller. But I mean, conceptually, if you don't get it, keep thinking about it and keep reading. But it should make sense eventually. And if it doesn't, then solve these kind of questions out and just do it, just like what we did just now. All right, number 2, it says. All right, we got to read all of this first. It says during the early part of the 19. Just so you guys know, before I continue, always read everything when you're doing the exam. If you don't read all the information, then there's a high probability that you're going to get the question wrong. It might seem a lot of reading to you, but you're in college now, so you should be pretty proficient at reading, so read everything. So during the early part of the 1994 baseball season, many sports fans and baseball players noticed that the number of home runs being hit seemed to be unusually large. Below are the team-by-team statistics on home runs hit through Friday, June 3, 1994 from the Columbus Dispatch Sports section, Sunday, June 5, 1994. They're given as a separate stem plot for the number of home runs by American and National League teams. All right, so number 2 says the median for the number of home runs hit through Friday, June 3, 1994 for the American League team is. All we need to do is put all of this information in a calculator so we don't have to do the work by hand. So luckily for you, I've decided to put my American League information on list 1 already. So 35, you see 35, 40, see right there, 43. So I hope you know how to read a stem plot and plug it in the information in the calculator already. I'm assuming that, at least. So to answer question 2, the median of home runs for the American League, all we have to do is just pull out our information for list 1. So let's go to stat, calculate, right? First var stat, stick with that. And then pull up list 1, right? 1 var stat list 1, press enter. So the median, to find the median, we scroll down in our information, and the median is 57.5. So letter C is the answer for number 2. I don't have time to do the other numbers, but I'll do it in the next video right after this.